about to break new ground on the program as father interviews son. The son has good hands, as we like to say in hockey, and the father used his for different reasons. Here's Boston rookie Jake DeBrusk beside his proud father, Louie. Louie, the first question is to you.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? It was awesome to see you out there, kid. I have to tell you.
Great question.
I had to put the hat on, but that was a tough one tonight. Not the way you wanted to start. Obviously, you guys gave it a real solid try, but just were up against a hot goalie and just couldn't find one tonight.
Yeah, it was pretty cool seeing you there, and I tried to talk to you as much as possible. You were all business, though.
I had the headphones on. I couldn't hear you.
All right, here's a tweet from GP. Ask Jake if he can throw haymakers like his dad.
No, I wish I could, though. Yeah, that's how I answered that. I watched some of his, obviously, his fights, and yeah, he was a heavyweight, that's for sure.
All right, well, look, there can be no better way to start this segment than with the piece of video that went viral on the night of October the 5th. Not just because you scored your first career goal in your first career game, but because it brought a tear, in fact, a few of them, to the eyes of dear old dad.
Quickly to Grizzly, top of the circle, final few seconds of the power play. Bjork into the middle for Krejci, back to even straight. Jake DeBrusk is on the board! His first National Hockey League goal. The Bruins lead 2-1.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the tears haven't started yet, but they will here in a minute. So, Jake, the question is, welling up there, you're right. When you watched the tape of your father's emotional reaction for the first time, what did you think?
Honestly, I was surprised. It was kind of one of those things where I've never really seen you cry, and I was for sure genuinely surprised, but at the same time I was proud. I was proud of the moment. I was really happy that my family was there and that he was experiencing this, and it blew up, and everyone was asking me about it, and it was one of those moments I'll obviously never forget, and this is just a little sweetener to it as well.
You know, Louie, we've talked about this before, but now that Jake is here, I really would be interested in your description of your emotions when you saw him score.
Yeah, I've tried to put into words before, but and you and I have talked about it. I just think, you worked really hard to get there, and being in the business, playing the game myself, and being around it as a broadcaster, I know how difficult it is to get to that stage for any young player. But for us to be there, just the family all there, when you were in that first game, number one, to score the goal to win, I think it kind of just came over me after a while. At first I was happy, and then it just kind of set in, and I was just. Like you said, I was really proud of you.
Well, this is starting to sound like Oprah now, isn't it?
Oh, no, here we go.
Anyway.
Let's get away from this stuff.
We move on. Jake, here's a picture Louie showed me not that long ago, and he said, okay, well, that's not actually it. Do you have the one of the team, Paul? Okay.
I've seen that a couple times. I've seen that before.
Anyway, there was one of you with a team, and you were the smallest guy in the middle, and you, of course, were my last guess. And so I guess the question is, for how long in your early days in hockey were you consistently the smallest player on every team you were on?
I want to say probably up until midget. I want to say I started to get a little bigger, but I still was the smallest player. And, everyone was always saying that I was going to grow, obviously, because of how big my dad is. And I honestly didn't believe it, and then next thing you know, I think I actually got injured, took some time off, and there it is. And
Take us through these.
It was pretty special. Yeah, that was Stanley Cup when the Anaheim Ducks won it there. We went. That's my sister on the the left. I got the hair flowing there. It's the Marchands, Timmy, all of them. And then this is, I obviously don't remember that, but
is that Phoenix, Louie?
That's in Phoenix.
Yeah.
On the team.
Dad's
skate.
looking like a young buck there, and so I've always been around the rink, and it's been special.
Again in Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite picture right there. The two of you, Jordan and you, in my stall. I think it's the only one I have like it, where I was playing and you guys were in my stall. So.
Okay, stand by for this next picture, everybody. Here we go.
Oh.
There it is.
I had to pay him to put that one on. I still look like that too, by the way.
That's amazing.
Let's see that again. Are you interested in a pose down right now, maybe with your father?
No.
Oh, geez,
I think he has to agree to it. I'd be okay with it, but that is hilarious.
That is a beautiful picture.
Yeah, that is something special. Where was that? Was that in...
That was in Phoenix as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So Swift Current took Jake in the 7th round of the 2011 Bantam draft. So the Broncos, at the 7th round pick, really were taking a chance. Now, Louie, tell us how you helped the undersized son prepare for that draft.
You know what? I actually thought he was going to go college, to be honest with you, but being a Western League kid.
No,
Mark
I'm talking about his height here now. Remember?
We fudged the numbers a little bit. Okay, sorry. Yeah, we got off path a little bit there, but yeah, you know what? Cindy and I, we knew he was going to be eligible for the draft, so we didn't want him to look too small in the listing, so we listed him at 5'2", 125. I think he was more like 4'11", 110. So we just figured he would be that size by the draft, which I think he was fairly close. But hey, anything you can do to kind of to push him in the right direction, right?
All right. Thank goodness for mothers. We've got a caller on the line, I am told. Go ahead, caller.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Jake.
Hello.
That's Cindy from Edmonton.
Call from Edmonton.
How are you doing, caller?
Hi, honey.
Well, Cindy, tell us, do you have the same view of things as everybody else when Jake was just a little tot, thinking he's never going to be big enough to play in the NHL?
No, never. You know what? We never thought actually he was physically as small as everyone kind of saw him. We saw him different. He acted different, but there's a few fights Mama Bear had to have with a couple coaches.
Yeah, she was.
Mama Bear, when she gets on your side, look out.
Yeah, she was the one who would give me heck after bad games. That's for sure.
More so than Louie?
Oh yeah. Like you know, he would give it to me if I wasn't, you know, working my hardest, whereas my mom was a little more nitpicky, but helped me get to where I am today. So.
Well, perfect, Cindy. Congratulations. Apparently, you had more to do with Jake getting to the NHL than Louie.
I can't argue with that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, you know what? It's we're beyond proud. This kid has always worked so hard. He loves the game. He's loved everything about the game. Every team, every player, every hockey movie that's out, every video game that's out. He's just been all in since he can walk, this little guy. So, pretty remarkable.
Perfect. Cindy, thanks for joining us.
Okay, Jake, I'll see you tomorrow in Calgary.
Love you, Mom.
Love ya.
Speaking of drafts, the big one, 2015 in Florida. Let's have a look.
Houston is proud to select with the 14th pick. I got to boo again. From Swift Current Broncos, Jake DeBrusk.
I don't think they were booing you, Jake. What do you remember about hearing your name called on that day by the Bruins?
It was a really special moment. You know, I remember the whole process leading up to it, and you know, even my dad being mic'd up and everything like that. I just remember, for some reason, I just thought I was gonna go. I was watching the cameraman, actually, the cameraman that follows everyone in the draft, and he was looking right at me, and I was like, I think I might actually go here. And next thing you know, I hear my name, and it was a really special moment, one I'll never forget. And just didn't want to fall on the way down, and it was my first step in the Bruins organization, and very thankful for that opportunity.
I think you were ranked 24th heading into the draft, so a lot of people were surprised you went 14th. Were you one of them, Louie?
You know what? I was a little surprised. I was really hopeful that he was going to go in that first round, but you never know. You were the most confident of the whole group. He said to me in the draft, he looked down at me and said, listen, when I get picked here, I'm going to go and hug them, and then I'll come back and hug you afterwards. Yeah. I'm like, I'm glad you're confident, kiddo, but you know what?
Yeah, I was lucky.
You were right.
I was very lucky.
Yeah.
Said at the outset, Jake, that you have good hands, so here are the hands we've been talking about.
Byron spins around and down after an incidental collision. 3 shots on goal. Here's DeBrusk. He scores! Jake DeBrusk with
big
an
celly there.
assist.
Never hesitate to celly, right?
DeBrusk trying to knock it out of the air as Pellick got back. Here's DeBrusk swiveling, and he scores!
But these are
Jake
all goal
DeBrusk
scorers'
back
goals.
from the box. Puts the
So the
Bruins
question everyone has
ahead
asked since you
2-0.
scored on opening night and since have added 10 more, where in the name of heaven did the hands come from?
Well, I think the easy answer is to say my mom. Actually, she, she's got the hands because he doesn't. But no, I wouldn't be anywhere where I am today without him. And ever since I was, a younger age, I was not the same, mold as him. So I had to adapt, and he taught me how to play the game the right way. And I would say my biggest credit is to him for sure.
We had one test this summer before, hopefully cracking the Bruins lineup, and it was he had to last 20 seconds with a tennis ball and not allow our chocolate lab Tampa to get it back from him in the basement. Yeah. And he passed the test with flying colors. Eventually, he wore the dog out. So his hands got a lot better, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So Louie scored 24 in 401 career games, so you're going to beat him in that category by a long shot. The betting is you will not come close to him in penalty minutes. So back to size for a second. Maybe as often the smallest kid on the team, you had to work more on skill. Does that account for one of the reasons you're here?
Yeah, I think that's something I was kind of saying before. I think that when you're a younger guy trying to make teams or trying to be a good player, you have to win battles and against guys that might be double your size, and it's not easy. So you got to learn how to use your hands, how to use your mind and hockey sense to get out of certain situations that you don't have the luxury to protect the puck. And obviously nowadays lots of kids and lots of people are doing skill work, and I think that's another thing that anyone can work on. And I think the biggest thing, though, is just kind of having that disadvantage. It forces you to think differently and play the game in a way that help you get success.
Quickly, best advice Louie has ever given you?
Oh, that's a hard one. Honestly, just enjoy the game. I think it sounds pretty simple, but there's a lot of things that he's given me advice. But I think the biggest one is just to enjoy the game. It's it's a gift. Every shift is a gift, and especially being here right now, I'm loving every minute of it. Obviously, tonight was tough to love every minute of it, but at the same time, I'm very honored and privileged to have him as my dad and to grow up in a hockey family and now to play the game.
This has been special tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate
All right, Jake DeBrusk.
Thank you.
One of 3 Boston first-round picks in 2014 and the only one to be playing with the team now. Got the best of Louie and Cindy, I'd say. So